Yeah, Rockets versus Lakers has been a pretty ugly series. The Rockets did win last night to avoid the sweep. So now the Lakers lead the series 3-1, and it was a pretty convincing win for the Rockets last night. Won by about 20 points. I don't fully remember. I turned it off when we got to garbage time. Basically, all of a sudden, Adu Thierra is playing minutes and stuff like that, so just no point in watching anymore. But the Rockets finally did last night what they should have / I expected them to do all series, and that was look like the faster team, force a bunch of turnovers, actually make the Lakers pay for having bad defenders on the floor like Luke Kennard. Like, you can't let the Lakers hide Luke Kennard. They finally, not just defensively, but put offensive pressure on Luke Kennard, put offensive pressure on Marcus Smart. Like, these are some offensively limited players. They shouldn't be scoring 25 against you 27, not when your calling card as a team is supposed to be defense. They forced LeBron into a bad game. LeBron has 8 turnovers, doesn't really score any. They made LeBron look 41, a 41-year-old elite option. They just did all those things, and all those turnovers and defensive stops lead to fast break points, gets the offense going. Şengün and Amin Thompson were both as assertive, the most assertive they've been all series, getting into the paint. Once again, it's like the Lakers aren't a team full of good defenders. I don't love Şengün as a primary option, but at the same time, he has a couple of moves in his bag he can get to and should just be consistently going to. Amin Thompson, whoever's guarding you, you're way more athletic than them. You can try and get to your mid-range. Even if you don't have that, you attack the offensive glass well. You're getting putbacks. You're cutting well. All those kind of things. I think they finally put them together a little bit, and that's why they walked away with this game. The question now really becomes is, like, you're still down 3-1. We don't really know if KD's coming back at this point.
In fact, the Lakers players may come back before them.
Correct.
Seems like Reeves could play
was
in game
questionable
5.
for this game and then got ruled out. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays game 5, and that's a huge swing. So, yeah, now the question really is it too late? Even though you looked a whole lot better last night, are you going to be able to do that 3 more times? Because also, I expect the Lakers to adjust. Like, yeah, they're a pretty limited group, but, like, I don't expect LeBron to play that bad again. Marcus Smart and Kennard, sure, they're somewhat offensively limited players. They didn't hit combined. They hit 0 threes last night. I don't expect that to stay the same. So, like, you probably got the Lakers' worst game of the series, and it came at a good time. But what's the response from there?
Yeah, they fumbled game 3 miserably, and because of that, it cost them their season. Had they won game 3, I still think they would have done what they did in game 4, because game 4 was the first game of the series where it was just one day in between the two, and so LeBron doesn't get as much rest.
Correct.
And even guys that are older, like Marcus Smart, doesn't get as much rest and get to be able to get up for the next game. The Rockets were able to respond and win game 4. I think they would have won game 4 had they also won game 3 as well, and so it would have been 2-2.
Yep.
And now Reeves comes back. Durant would actually come back. I don't think Durant's going to play another game of the series.
Yeah. The question really now has become, does Durant play another game for the Rockets?
It doesn't feel like that at this point either, it's a shame because he's brought here to take a team that was a 2 seed last year to a championship, and once again that's failed to happen. I will say I don't like the discourse necessarily on KD. He's always been hated, and rightfully so, maybe in some circumstances. But I just don't think the use of him like quitting on the team or whatnot makes any sense here, because that's not in his character. This a guy who came back with a bad calf and rejoined the Warriors way ahead of schedule in Game 5 of the NBA Finals, and then tore his Achilles. Like, this kid's a warrior. He's not giving up on his team or his franchise. He did no different with the Brooklyn Nets, even with the chaos that ensued in his running mates and Kyrie and James Harden for years on end. I don't think this is a guy that's quitting on his team.
I mean, he played the second most minutes this year.
Yeah.
Like, even when things weren't going great in the season, he still showed up. So I don't necessarily disagree.
But it is a shame that we don't get to see him play and that we don't get to actually see Kevin Durant versus LeBron series like we thought we were going to see. I think the Lakers will wrap it up in Game 5, but I will say it's still just shocking that it's gotten to this point where it's the Lakers that are up 3-1.
Shouldn't be that way. I want to circle back to Game 3 because we didn't talk about it, and you mentioned it, how they blew it. You're up 6 with 30 seconds left, and Jabari Smith throws probably the worst pass ever. you get the rebound, you have the ball in the backcourt, and there's no pressure whatsoever. And because you're not really a ball handler, I mean, I think it's like me and the Sanderson, right? I get the rebound, and it's like, well, I don't want this, and so you just you throw it to somebody. That's basically what he does. Marcus Smart picks it off, gets fouled shooting the 3-pointer, hits all 3 free throws, and then LeBron back taps Reed Shepherd in the backcourt. They get the ball. LeBron hits the 3 to tie it. They go on to win in overtime. Can't happen because, like you said, it should be 2-2, and you'd feel great about Houston at that point because a lot of what we saw in Game 4 that the Rockets did well, they actually did well in the second half of Game 3. That's why they built that lead and looked like they were going to win it. Şengün had become a lot more assertive and was kind of getting what he wanted in the paint. Thompson was doing a lot of the dirty work and then also just kind of racking up points, getting to the free throw line because Lakers can't stay in front of him. But you just choke it. And so, yeah, instead of 2-2, it's 3-1, and it just feels too insurmountable at that point.
Yeah, you talk about that. They were defensively amazing in the second half, and it really was kind of Game 4 in that second half. The Lakers had scored 17 points in the third quarter, and they had 15 points prior to the Marcus Smart, LeBron James 3 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They were dominating the Lakers defensively, and they couldn't get what they wanted. But then, yeah, Jabari Smith, terrible pass. Reed Shepherd, that is like textbook. I've been in that spot, having played AAU basketball in the Atlanta area growing up, and that is just textbook young, stupid ball handler not thinking and thinking that you're dribbling the ball in a space where the defender will never hit it, and a wraparound steal that's just free money for whoever and free for LeBron as well. And then Reed, I thought he did a terrible job getting back on defense too. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, I guess we shouldn't expect that much from a top 5 pick.
Yeah, a top 3 pick,
Top 3, I forgot. Yeah, was it 3 or 2?
He went third. It was Risa Shea, Sarr,
That's right.
Shepherd, Castle. I don't remember who went 5th.
Just an awful mistake from him. 5 turnovers in that game, and that was, of course, the biggest of them all.
When you talk about it feeling insurmountable, it is insurmountable. They were down 3-0.
Yeah, no one's ever. Yeah,
it is. Doesn't feel insurmountable. It isn't. I mean, you talk about the Chiefs. Won the division for 10 straight years, or your other stats, GP. Like that's. I think it just looks at like 159 teams have been down 3-0.
Falcons made the Super Bowl every year that they swept the Saints, except this past year.
That's tough. So yeah, this. I mean, at this point, just the series is over. Can we just call it, end it?
Yeah, we can move on.
But maybe the Rockets do what no one's ever done.
I do hope it goes to Game 6, just because, Chromie, consistent chatter and friend of the pod, and my brother-in-law, are planning on going to Game 6 if it happens.
Oh heck yeah!
And since
cool.
they don't know if we don't know what LeBron's doing yet, I hope Grant, as the biggest LeBron fan of all time, gets that chance.